All right, what's going down, everybody? It's Divot, and today, as you can see, I am in a new location doing a filming, and I'm basically in my kitchen slash dining room area. And what I wanted to do today is a different kind of video that I know a lot of people may have not asked for, but I think it would be very beneficial to do, and it's basically examples of what I consume in a day and stuff that when I was starting out keto, I started to eat a lot of, and it's just kind of been incorporated into my daily routine. Some of the stuff, it's a little bit different now as far as the quantities and stuff, but with going to the gym and working out and everything, I can't necessarily follow keto to a T just because of the lack of carbohydrates that I'm taking in order to lose the weight, and I need the carbs to retain muscle. So there are going to be a lot of things that are going to be a little bit higher in carb than you probably want to have in keto, but these are just some examples of things you can have and things that I do and things that I use and have worked for me. As you saw in my last video, I am now down 70 pounds, actually 72 as of this morning. Which is great. I mean, I wasn't just 70 pounds yesterday. That was just an overall. I finally reached that mark. But anyway, that being said, I am going to get started with this, what I eat in a day. Moving on with the video here. Things that I've needed and things that I eat and stuff on keto. So first and foremost, to get started, the most important thing that you will want to have is one of these guys. And what this is a food scale. You can get them very inexpensive. I think I spent maybe 10 bucks on this at Walmart. It doesn't do a whole lot of weight, but then again, you're not gonna be eating that much, so it doesn't really matter how much weight that it can do. But the thing about this one that's really cool is that there's a mode button that you can select, and it will do pounds in ounces, it'll do fluid ounces, and I think that's it. Yeah, so it'll do those two, which is really good. So like if you're trying to measure out liquids for a recipe or something, it does fluid ounces and stuff on here too. But this is definitely one that is totally worth it. I think I've only had to replace the battery on it once, and I got this thing back in August when I started doing keto. So this thing has helped me out a lot. I don't really use it as much anymore as far as portion sizes, because I've gotten to the point where I kind of know how much I should be eating and how much not. But with that being said, getting that out of the way, that's the most important thing that you can have. It's helped me out tremendously, and I totally recommend that as your first step, very first step. So let's go through a typical morning, afternoon, because that's pretty much what I've pulled out here. So first thing I do in the morning when I go to work or whatever is I have 2 hard-boiled eggs. I get these, the Great Value ones. They're a little bit more expensive than regular eggs. It's probably, well, no, it is significantly cheaper to just buy a dozen of eggs and do it yourself. But with my work schedule and the way everything goes, this is just a little bit easier. They're already pre-cooked and they're pre-peeled, so all I have to do is just pop them in a bag and I can take them to work and eat them, and I don't have to worry. So this is like a no hassle, good for the week if you need them. Totally recommend those. So I have that first, and then I wait a couple of hours, maybe an hour, 2 hours or so, and then I go to, it's like my first little snack, mini meal of the day. So for those, they are like 60 calories for the 2 eggs, so I'm at 120 calories. Then for my first snack, I end up grabbing one of these guys, which is the Dannon Light and Fit Greek yogurt. This one is the key lime flavor. There are other flavors that are really good, like the strawberry cheesecake. There's a blackberry one that's really good. There's like peach and cream, banana. There's a tiramisu, which is also really good if you like coffee. It kind of adds a little bit of bitter, because Greek yogurt's a little sour to begin with. but that adds a little bit of a bitter to the sour, and it's pretty good. It tastes like coffee. There is a limited one out right now that's a lemon meringue. That one is also on point. And these are 80 calories, as you can see up here. Let's see. It's got 9 grams of carbs, which is a little high, but out of all of the other yogurts out there, there's one that's better. I believe it's from like Trader Joe's or something like that, but I don't have one around me. So this is up here on an alternative, which you can have for that. So totally recommend these. These are actually pretty good. The other thing that I eat with this, because with keto you are eating a lot of protein and a lot of high fat, more specifically a lot of protein, you will literally be shitting bricks. Sorry verbiage, but you are literally shitting bricks. So with this, I actually mix in I think it's 2 teaspoons of this, which is Equate fiber powder. You can get, I just get this because it's cheaper, but you can get the Benefiber, Metamucil, whatever. But I get this stuff to stick in there because this helps tremendously. Actually, even on the very first week, you may want to get this to mix in with your beverages or whatever. It's flavorless. This one is, and this is probably the best one that I've tried. It doesn't taste grainy. It doesn't leave a weird aftertaste, so you don't really know that it's there other than you putting it in yourself. But it is, let's see, 12 years and above, 2 teaspoons 3 times daily. I don't do it necessarily 3 times daily, at least once, if not twice, but this helps with the things. So after I have my yogurt, about an hour or so after that, puts me at lunchtime. Normally for lunch for me is 2 chicken breasts and some veggie, whatever the leafy green veggie I can have. Broccoli is kind of my thing, broccoli, cauliflower, sometimes sweet potato because I am working out, so I do have to have a little bit more of a complex carb in there. So sometimes it'll be sweet potato. Again, it just kind of depends on the day and how I'm feeling, but that's kind of an idea on that. And with lunch, I have one of these, which is a Propel. It's a Gatorade, puts it out. It's an electrolyte water, 0-calorie water. It's flavored, so it doesn't taste like water, but this is really, really good for your electrolytes because, again, on keto, you're gonna be eating a lot of protein and stuff like that, and you're gonna kind of be depriving yourself from carbs, so when you kind of do any literal physical activity like taking stairs or walking or whatever, your muscles may cramp up just because you're depriving yourself of those things, and that's what your muscles need to thrive and to get bigger. So taking one of these will replenish the electrolytes. You have less of a chance of getting that cramp feeling and badness that comes along from that. So these are really good. There's multiple flavors of these. I end up getting the big variety pack. It's got grape, berry, and I believe kiwi strawberry. Not that they're my favorites necessarily, but it gives me a variety that I can change it up throughout the week however I want. But this is the grape flavor, and these are a lifesaver. Totally recommend these. These are like an essential. Like this and the yogurt are like my essentials that I need. So after lunch comes on to my next snack, which I may or may not eat. I don't always eat them, but if I have that little bit of extra hunger after lunch, maybe about an hour or so after that, before I get ready and leave and go to the gym, I have one of these, which is the string cheese. Sorry that it's already open, but it's these little string cheeses. This is the light string cheese. It is 50 calories. 50 calories for a serving, which is also really good. This is it doesn't have very high fat, but it's cheese, so you can eat this and you can go forever and not feel hungry. It burns over a longer period of time. Also, why I recommend having the fiber, because cheese does things. Dairy, like cheese and stuff, does things to you. That fiber helps. Trust me on that. And then we go into dinner, which again, dinner could be anything. It could be a burger, it can be chicken, it could be bacon, BLT, I don't know. But pretty much dinner similar to lunch with how things go. So not really a whole lot going on there. You know, that's the biggest thing with any kind of meal plan or being a healthy life, like living a healthy lifestyle, stuff like that, is you can enjoy things, but you have to enjoy things in moderation. So with that being said, I do have a sweet tooth. I've always had a sweet tooth. As a matter of fact, I have a whisk. You guys can't really see it. There it is. I have a whisk on my arm. I was actually a baking and pastry major. Not that I do that now, I actually work in accounting, but baking and pastry was my major in college. I only went for a little bit before I dropped out. It just wasn't my thing. But I do have a big sweet tooth. So trying to find stuff that one is keto friendly is almost not gonna happen because it's loaded with sugar, loaded with carb. It's just terrible and the worst. And I get that. But there are some things that you can do. So one of the biggest things was dark chocolate. You can actually have dark chocolate. I want to say anything above 65%. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But 65% and higher is pretty much where you want to be at because that's going to be your best result. So I never liked dark chocolate at first, but since I started eating this, I've gotten accustomed to it, and I actually like the flavor of it better than like milk chocolate and white chocolate. So it's not as sweet, and I never thought that my taste buds would change like that, but they have. That's the other thing that you will notice is once you kind of start taking out and cutting out the fast food and cutting out all of the bad things, your taste buds become very sensitive to things. So like I've noticed sodas are like overly sweet now, or if I go to a fast food restaurant, a lot of the places just taste like salt. I don't even taste what I tasted before, which is insane. Absolutely insane. And you don't think about it until you come face to face with it and you actually see that, holy crap, my body's changed. So anyway, I'm getting on a tangent. Let me go back to the sweet tooth thing. There's two things that I have. One thing is in my freezer, and I should pull one out, but I didn't, which is the Halo Top ice creams. Those are, yes. Now, I'm not saying eat the whole thing, because their whole like branding is you can eat the whole pint and it's only 300 calories, and that's cool, but I totally don't recommend eating the whole thing. I never eat the whole thing. I just have a sweet tooth. I want something. Let me grab a couple spoonfuls. I'm good, you know, because it's actually a higher protein thing. It's made with like coconut oil and stuff like that. So there are some really good things in there. Again, this is after you do keto for a while. You can go ahead and have these things every once in a while. It's not going to kill you. The other thing that I have, speaking of the chocolate, this is one of the main things that I get all the time, is this. It's a Sam's Choice from Walmart, actually. Cheaper than like your Ghirardellis and stuff like that, but this chocolate actually is not bad at all. There's 170 calories per serving, but your serving sizes are 3 squares. I only eat 1, which they look like that, and they're about the size of the Ghirardelli chocolate squares. So I'm literally eating a third of what the recommended serving size is. And the caramel in there isn't like your chewy, soft caramel either. It's more like a Heath bar. So it's like the toffee, hard, crunchy stuff. But anyway, this is fantastic, amazing, totally recommend. If you have a sweet tooth and just want, you know, that little extra before, you know, you're done eating your food for the day. It's not going to kill you. You know, carbs and stuff, yeah, they're a little high, but this is also for the 3 square serving and compared to the 1. So you have to keep that in consideration as well. I have finally reached the ending of my like what I eat in a day type thing. I hope it was informative, and I hope you guys liked the video. Let me know what you think of the lighting and the new recording area. And I can start doing some more stuff like this if you guys enjoy it. So with that being said, this is me signing off, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.